Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great. Hope you had a good weekend, and welcome to this new video here on XRP. We're going to do a full technical update here on XRP. We'll zoom in, we'll zoom out. Yesterday, we talked about some important news regarding XRP and some major unlocks from the escrow account, escrow wallet address for XRP. But there's no need to talk about that anymore right now. I mean, obviously, but that's nothing new. We should be aware of potential news coming out, and one of the major topics that a lot of people are talking about right now is Ripple potentially acquiring Circle. I think that's going to be hard, right? I think first of all, I don't think XRP has the cash available to buy Circle in cash. So then it would be a part stock, potentially part crypto deal. And I think given the current stablecoin environment and industry, the potential growth for Circle and therefore its valuation is just much too high, I think, for Ripple to pay. And we already know that given those rejections from last week. So yes, they can offer more, but like I said, it's probably not going to be cash, so it will always be a bit of a risky deal. And that would also not be bullish for XRP, by the way. I mean, so if some of the deal would be in XRP, then you can be pretty certain that those Ripple founders and Ripple shareholders will sell XRP, and it's probably in some sort of a vesting. So the price impact will not be major. XRP will not crash, but down the line, it's just more supply hitting the markets. And more supply hitting the markets when there's no apparent demand increase. It's going to be tough, although obviously you could argue that there's a demand increase as well for XRP if they acquire Ripple. But we'll see about that. At this point of time, that's pure speculation, and we'll have to work with what we see. And what we see is a bit of continued de-risking. This was expected. If you watched my video yesterday, it was expected that XRP would pull down a little bit lower, since we also still saw some major de-risking going on for Bitcoin. So that's also what we saw. Now, what I'm slightly interested in is that we actually did see some shorts being opened on XRP earlier as well. Those do not seem to be punished yet, all right? So we still have some liquidity to the upside in terms of short positions that can be closed off, which also means that there's more potential to bounce from support, obviously, if they sell off their short positions there, if they take profits. We still have an imbalance here to the upside, so there's definitely reasons for XRP to bounce up here, but I would argue, taking a look at the market in general, so then I'm talking about Bitcoin, it has broken down, right? So the structure shift has been bearish. That doesn't mean that Bitcoin itself is bearish. I mean, on the 1 hour time frame, I would say, all right, it is. On the 4 hour time frame, I think it's still up for debate. But that has a bit of a bearish effect on XRP as well, right? And then you can also see that we hit this main liquidity zone right here at 2.14, 2.15. Very strong support, but the amount of support that we actually got from this level so far, and especially also the volume that we had with the bounce right here, it's not that convincing for me to tell you that I think we can rally into these imbalances to the upside. I would say, you know, XRP is very stable, and it has been very stable for the last couple of weeks. So that is ultimately what I think is most likely, stability. But when we're talking about a bigger move, given the price action from XRP right now, in combination with what we're seeing from the markets, I think you should get a little bit more ready for a move into 2.06 and 2.05, where we have that 30-day rolling VWAP. We have the value area low, of course, of the major range that we are in, which you can see right here. So it's a very strong support level, and I don't expect, or at least I don't anticipate that level to break. But short term, I do feel like that's a little more likely than filling those imbalances to the upside. I think the only way we can actually fill those imbalances to the upside and get a move into our main resistance at 2.25, 2.28, is if we get a very bullish opening again during the US session today. But given what we're seeing from the Coinbase Bitcoin premium, which is starting to get into a discount here and there, I would not say that that's most likely to assume. Also with the FOMC coming up on Wednesday. So therefore, like I said, short-term stability is to be expected. But when we're talking about a momentous move, I would say that's a move into the downside. I would say that's a little more likely. But those are my thoughts. I'll definitely keep you updated on this. If there's any news, anything you need to know, I'll be there. But for now, have a great Monday, have a great week, and take care. Bye.